Wikifiends, episode 2. I'm Joe.
David.
And we're the Wikifiends. We're going to be reading you some Wikipedia articles and giving you our opinions on them.
Yes.
So let's just dive right into it.
What have you got?
Well, the first one I have is from Wikipedia's list of Wikipedia controversies. Now, this one is from June 2007.
So these are about internal Wikipedia controversies.
That is correct. In June 2007, a statement regarding Nancy Benoit's death was added to the Chris Benoit English Wikipedia article 14 hours before police discovered the bodies of Benoit and his family.
So this is posted right before they found the murders, murder victims?
Before the cops found the bodies.
So nobody knew about it.
No, this seemingly prescient addition was initially reported on Wikinews and later on Fox News Channel. The article originally read, Chris Benoit was replaced by Johnny Nitro for the ECW World Championship match at Vengeance, as Benoit was not there due to personal issues stemming from the death of his wife Nancy. The phrase, stemming from the death of his wife, Nancy, was added at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on June 25th, whereas the Fayette County Police reportedly discovered the bodies of the Benoit family at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 14 hours, 29 minutes later. The IP address of the editor was traced to Stamford, Connecticut, which is also the location of WWE headquarters. After news of the early death notice reached mainstream media, the anonymous poster accessed Wikinews to explain his edit as a huge coincidence and nothing more.
Huh? I feel like I'm missing something with this one.
Well, maybe I can help fill you in.
Go on. This edit went up that had knowledge of the murders before they were public, essentially.
Not even public, before the police found the bodies.
So
not even prior to police making a statement, prior to police even going to find the bodies.
And there's no way it was a glitch. Like, it was like as about as accurate as you could be about it.
Well, it's time stamped. It's time stamped at a time at it occurred at midnight of the day, and they didn't find the bodies till afternoon of the day.
But maybe wherever the person posted it, like the time zone fucked with it or something.
Well, they were all in the same time zone.
Oh, wait, you said it was stamped. Someone in Stanford wrote it, right? Like, is that what you said?
Yes.
So it wasn't him, was it?
It wasn't. You're asking if it was Benoit?
No, he was. Didn't he kill himself?
He did, but he was. They were not in Stanford. They were in somewhere Fayette County, which I'm not sure where that is.
Why would he update his own Wikipedia about Johnny Nitro after he fucking did that? Like,
well, it seems like it was in Fayetteville, Georgia. That's where he was living. That's where his family lived.
Maybe they knew, like, the wife was dead, someone in the hospital or something, or maybe it was some just weird.
Well, no, because the police didn't even find the bodies. The bodies were in the house.
So it's really like this anomalous thing if you take it at face value.
Well, that's what the anonymous poster said, that it was a big coincidence. But it seems like it was coming from an IP address where the company is headquartered. It seems possible that Benoit called at some point to say he wasn't coming in because his wife was dead, and they took it just as that, but did not go any further to find out that he was the murderer. And it would also explain why this is a little jump, but I can go down to his death, the death subsection on his article.
Mm-hmm.
I guess WD. Let me see here. Over a 3-day period, Benoit had killed his wife and son before hanging himself.
Mm-hmm.
WWE canceled the scheduled 3-hour-long live Raw show on June 25th and replaced the broadcast version with a 3-hour tribute to his life and career, featuring his past matches, segments from the Hard Knocks, the Chris Benoit story DVD, and comments from wrestlers and announcers. However, once
they did a tribute to him because I remember they.
Let me finish. However, once the details of the murder-suicide became apparent, WWE quickly and quietly began distancing itself from the wrestler by removing merchandise and no longer mentioning him.
Right.
So it seems like they jumped right in. They probably knew that something had happened, but they didn't have the full story. So it seems possible that he called in to say he couldn't make a match because his wife died, but did not mention that he had murdered her.
It was this odd moment of time where they knew people were dead and members of his family, but it was just they had no idea about the situation yet.
Well, yeah, but this is just my conjecture.
No, I mean, I feel like that's valid. You know what is interesting to me though is it's like, if that's true, like say we take this kind of idea forward, the implication would be that the WWE has like a person regularly updating their wiki. There's like a person paid to keep that shit updated. And like, that's kind of unusual to me. Like, I don't think I've ever been like at a company where there was a person where part of their job was keeping the fucking company's Wikipedia page updated. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm sure PR and bigger companies, they do that, but I guess WWE, maybe there is someone.
WWE's a pretty big company.
Like their publicist caught wind of it, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Like, update that.
Yeah, but
oh god, take it down.
You think it'd be weird for a publicist's main first thing would be to anonymously edit a Wikipedia page instead of
see, like that's very like
it's.
I mean, maybe
it's possible it was just a guy that worked there that also liked Wikipedia. I mean that's
true.
That's like a simpleton explanation, or like a direct route explanation.
We should apply Occam's to this. Like, what's the most, what's the easiest answer? That seems like that would be it.
Maybe maybe you just like he heard like I heard Nancy Benoit died. Like he heard that from some other guy. Mm-hmm. But
he also knew that shit about Johnny Nitro, so he's like, I'm gonna spill the beans.
Yeah. But it looks like Johnny Nitro didn't even get to play because they yanked the thing. They canceled the show and they replaced it with Best of Benoit.
And then they had the yanker try to stop that.
Yeah, they did. Wow. They did a double yank.
Oops.
Yeah. I once had a job interview with Linda McMahon.
Yes, I do. Do you want to talk about that? That's pretty interesting. No?
It went okay.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
I feel like you said like you didn't do very well.
No, I don't.
She wasn't impressed.
It wasn't a good fit. I did bring up, though, the Super Nintendo game Royal Rumble.
It's like, I mean, I don't want to get into it. I mean, but I forgot about that, and that's a very interesting story. Like, I want to ask you like about, like, it wasn't like for an art job. You didn't like show her like your drawings and stuff.
No, it was for an art job.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
So,
it was.
My God.
It was to teach her grandchildren private art lessons. To give her grandchildren private art lessons.
Wow.
Yeah. Which would have been funny.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
See, if it would have gone through, you couldn't be talking about it right now.
No.
All the dirt you'd know.
Yeah. I've seen the bodies.
Yo, Vince would fucking destroy you.
Oh God, I don't like that idea.
No, my friend told me that Vince McMahon eats a full fish every day. Like he'll eat like these huge pieces of meat like all day.
Well, he can afford it. He's got the money.
No, but he's like a huge fucking dude too.
Know.
So it's like hilarious. Like
it would be funny if I for somehow offended him, and then I was made a
target.
Yeah, on his shows. Yeah, like a doofy bearded guy who gets pile drived all the time.
This fucking idiot tried to teach my kids how to draw, and they said, "Dad, fuck you." Well, fuck you tonight, Joe.
All right, go on to your thing now. Enough of me.
Okay. All right, I got a pretty nerdy topic for tonight. It's a group of fictional characters called the Celestials by Marvel Comics. Have you heard of these guys?
No, not at all. Are there any big names within that or that were associated with them?
No. They're like kind of from Thor. Well, let me get into the article. I'll read some choice bits. The Celestials are a group of fictional characters from Marvel Comics. They're immensely powerful and of huge humanoid shape. The Celestials are some of the oldest entities in the Marvel comic universe. They debuted in the Bronze Age of comic books and have appeared in Marvel publications for 4 decades. And they also appear in various forms of merchandise. Let's just get right into their in-universe story. So the fiction... Yep.
Does it mention what type of merchandise? Like toys or maybe
such as trading cards.
Oh, trading cards. All right.
I used to collect actually Marvel trading cards when I was a kid. I quite enjoyed them.
That is Big Bertha's not in that, is she?
Who?
Big Bertha?
Big Bertha?
Yeah.
You're not talking about the trucker from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I'm not. Well, please repeat that.
Are you talking? Oh, I don't. Big Bertha from Marvel Comics. I'm not. The only Big Bertha I'm aware of is the character from Pee-wee, the Pee-wee movie.
Oh no, I think you're thinking of Large Marge.
Oh, Large Marge.
Yeah. It looks like I am incorrect.
No, so all right. Let me get back to this. I'll just get through this quick. They're kind of from Thor. They debuted in the Eternals by Jack Kirby. Regular guest stars in 3 subsequent limited series. They're in I guess the Eternals is where they really were debuted. But they also appeared in the Celestial Saga storyline in Thor. So they did kind of cameos and other stuff. But, okay, anyway. So the Celestials existed near the birth of the universe and created life and death along with the multiverse. There were once billions of them, until their hegemony was challenged by a species known only as the Aspirants, who went to war with them by creating a now-lost hyperweapon called the God Killer, a spaceborne 25,000-foot tall humanoid robot that dwarfs even the Celestials themselves. This comes... Let me just have a footnote about this. I'm not the biggest superhero guy, but this came from an interesting time. I feel like in comics where this is just very outrageous. You know what I mean? It's just so it's not grounded in reality at all. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of interesting.
That's what you prefer?
Well, it's unusual. It's kind of it gets my attention. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. After a bitter war of attrition during which the God Killer destroyed countless Celestials, the Aspirants and God Killer were ultimately defeated and the Aspirants wiped out. New Celestials may be born by consuming the mass of an entire galaxy and they visit Earth every few thousand years in a group called a host. The group is revealed to have been responsible for the creation of the Eternals and the Deviants via genetic manipulation, and they're behind the existence of superpowers of mutants. So it's they're really posited. Oh, here we go. Referred to as space gods. They will appear as silent armored humanoids with an average height of 2,000 feet. So like, it's an odd character. It's just like it's kind of like, I guess, very Japanese in a way. Like it's kind of like mecha or something. Like, but it seems bizarre to me.
Almost maybe sort of like a forerunner to Power Rangers.
Yeah, like almost, but they're like enigmatic, like space gods. Like I kind of like that angle. Like,
well, you do like the cosmic horror stuff. So
yeah, they're kind of like Lovecraftian. Like they're kind of, but they're like, they look like athletic looking men. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
they look like
weird hats.
Like strong Aryans. Is that another aspect of it?
Dude, no, they kind of like. They all like have this like unique armor. Like there is almost like they almost look like fucking like early clan members or something. They look fucking weird. Like it's like let me tell you some of the names of these things. Like these names, like there's got to be an odd lineage with these. Like Ashim the Judge, a celestial tasked with judging whether the civilization of a planet will live or die. Ashima the Listener, a female, though gender is likely academic to the race. Celestial tasked with retrieving Frank Richards for evaluation. It's just like all this fucking like Hargan the Measurer, a celestial tasked with measuring or quantifying planets, the Celestial Survey. Nezar the Calculator, a celestial who's a magician and possesses the ability to project illusion. It's like they're all like kind of like, it's like they all got like some specific goal or something, you know what I mean? Very strange. It's all like name the fill in the blank of like you know what I mean, like a occupation. Exitar the Exterminator, Gamma-Mill the Manipulator, blah 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 blah.
Well, it sounds all right.
I kind of am into it. Like this is one of these like I just say like I look for certain kinds of articles on Wikipedia sometimes that if I really just want to like zone out, and like this is definitely one of them because there's a million links on this page. Like each of these members like have their own page and like unique history and shit. Like I like live for that. Like so much to like screw around with.
Well, it was a little bit hard for me to keep track of it because a lot of it just sounded like nonsense.
Well, I mean yeah, it totally is. Like,
well, sounds fun.
Oh, look at. No, I mean just look up pictures of the Marvel Celestials. Like, look at their heads. Their inherent abilities is listed as capable of virtually anything. It's like pretty impressive. Like,
I don't really like. I don't really like
the
art that's coming up in the Google image search. Little bit too much for me.
Is it like? No, imagine they kind of look like. Should look at like the Jack Kirby like original versions of them. They kind of have this odd like. I don't know. I do see the images of them now. They look like they're rebooted as kind of these corny ass looking like space armor shit.
What? Oh yeah, these look a lot better.
Oh yeah, the Kirby, right?
Yeah, these. Actually, I think Greg likes these guys.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Not that anyone.
I mean, it's such a look.
Who Greg is, but Greg's a friend of mine.
I mean, they look pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like they're kind of fucking. I don't. They're like toys. They look like fucking like little toys you'd have or something. Like
some of them, they look pretty like Aztec type.
Yeah, I can see that. Not, they're kind of like He-Man characters in a way, though, too. You know what I mean? There's a kind of like they're kind of beefy and thick.
Yes,
but with like these kind of like Freudian like shapes, like cutting out their torso. Like, it's sweet.
They are beefy, but they're not like cut muscular, which I think I prefer that.
Nah, look at their legs though.
I don't know. It's not like how it is nowadays.
True.
Like their legs don't look. They look beefy, but they don't look cut legs. They look like.
Nah, these guys look swole, dude. They look like a bunch of fucking bodybuilders. Somebody like.
Yeah, but they don't look anything like what you'd see like a Spider-Man nowadays or a Thor or whatever. Like they look beefy, but they don't look like all the rippling muscles. Which
now
it looks a lot better like this, but
I like the Kirby stuff. I mean that's just I even like the like close-ups of them and whatnot. But like I do see these recent images and they look kind of like they do have that kind of more like slender, sexy body, which is really weird. Like these characters are like pretty asexual, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to like kind of make them have like I don't know, they've got like these like Armani poses where they like got their chest puffed out and shit, or kind of like it's very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're fucking dope though. All right, you wanna move on to the game?
Well, I have one more article that I think will tie in nicely.
Oh, let's hear it.
It's Toy Biz Inc. v. United States. So, Toy Biz v. United States was a 2003 decision in the United States Court of International Trade that determined that for purposes of tariffs, Toy Biz's action figures were toys, not dolls, because they represented non-human creatures. This decision effectively halved the tariff rate. So, I'll get here.
Oh.
Now, yeah,
classification of product.
Yeah, you might know where I'm going with this, but here I'll give you the background. The harmonized tariff schedule in U.S. law distinguished between two types of action figures for determining tariffs: dolls, which are defined to include human figures, and toys, which include non-human creatures. Because duties on dolls were higher than those on toys, Marvel Comics subsidiary Toy Biz argued before the U.S. Court of International Trade that their action figures, including the X-Men and Fantastic Four, represented non-human creatures and were subject to the lower tariff rates for toys instead of the higher ones for dolls. On January 3rd, 2003, after examining more than 60 action figures, Judge Judith Barzilay ruled in their favor, granting Toy Biz reimbursement for import taxes on previous toys. Now here's the reaction. Because a common theme in Marvel Comics has been the struggle for mutants like the X-Men to prove their humanity.
Oh, yeah.
The case shocked numerous fans. Marvel,
so fucking stupid.
Well, listen to Marvel's really, really horrible response. Marvel responded to these concerns by claiming, our heroes are living, breathing human beings, but humans who have extraordinary abilities. A decision that the X-Men figures indeed do have non-human characteristics further proves our characters have special, out-of-this-world powers. It's such a huge line that it's like not related to the ruling at all.
Wait a second. Wait, they said they're humans, right?
Well, the ruling said that the X-Men were not humans. So according to the real life United States Supreme Court, the X-Men are not humans, right? but Marvel gave like a bullshit response after fans were upset that they have non-human characteristics that show that they have special out of this world powers. But it was, Marvel effectively argued before the Supreme Court that the X-Men were not humans.
Oh, yeah, right. So, no, it's like right. So in the story, the mutants are always trying to, yeah.
They did a huge backpedal that refuted what they had argued in court to make themselves look good in front of their fans. It's very trivial, but it's kind of funny.
Now I'm having let me think. But it's in their interest for them not to be classified as humans, like their financial interests.
What?
But is in their financial interest for the law to not see the toys as dolls, right? Like, isn't that the whole thing, right?
Their interest was to see them as toys, not as dolls.
Right.
Because dolls are human figures, toys are non-human creatures.
Right, so it's in their financial interest for the X-Men to be classified as non-human.
Yes.
But they backpedaled once they got the ruling, so the fans don't see them as
backpedaled. They put one thing out in the court of public opinion, then they poorly backpedaled. Or they put forth one thing in real court, and then they backpedaled poorly in court of public opinion. That they gave a really cheesy answer that was very poorly.
I have two things to say about this. Number one, I agree with the court. I don't think the X-Men are human. I'm gonna go on the record. Mutants should be locked away. Wait, what? It's like the senator who says that. Is there? There's always like a politician that says that shit.
In X-Men, I forget who it is.
Yeah,
I forget.
Yeah, I agree with that statement though. Like, I don't want my daughter being anywhere near a guy who has flames coming out of his hands.
Well, those things are dangerous. Also,
You see, I don't know what kind of mutations can happen to them sexually.
Yeah.
I don't want my family anywhere near that. But and other than that, what was it? So wait, but why? I'm kind of curious to know the thought process. Why would you charge more for dolls as opposed to toys?
I think it's just some weird old-fashioned thing where dolls were like more of a luxury item when they were imported. From Europe.
Well, dolls. Well, like dolls compared to toys. Toys is a bunch of fucking plastic dinosaurs, and then dolls are like porcelain American Girl fucking $60 dolls. I can see that, but like that still kind of doesn't. It seems very arbitrary. Very arbitrary.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's because it's a. It's a. I don't know who sets harmonized tariff schedule. I don't know who sets that, but
right.
They're trying to get as much money as they can, and
well,
it is arbitrary. It's not based on any. It's not based on any real thing because it's not like
right.
They're just saying they want money and they're taking it however they can get it.
I would rename that distinction to toys and luxury toys. Like, it makes sense if it's like, if it's a doll made out of like, I don't know, fucking 100-year-old enamel or something. Like, okay, I could see putting in a higher tax bracket or whatever. But, same thing if, you had an ancient, fucking whatever, you know what I mean? An ancient horse made out of it.
How about a plastic Cyclops lower, but a solid gold Professor Xavier is in a higher bracket.
He has better powers too. I mean, it conceptually makes sense.
Yeah. He looks like a human though. That would be a hard thing to argue that he was not a human, because you could see like Beast.
A guy in a wheelchair?
What? Yeah, a guy in a wheelchair.
He's not human.
A bald guy in a wheelchair is gonna look like a human, but more so than other ones.
Honestly, like, why would you want to be any other character other than Professor X? like he has no I was gonna say he has no physical like abnormality like say Cyclops or Wolverine, but he is in a wheelchair. But I don't think that's related to his powers though, right? That was just like an accident.
I don't know Marvel. I don't know X-Men well.
Yeah, I don't know this shit. Yeah,
it could be that we'll be ridiculed, but it's possible something happened that put him in the wheelchair as a result of his powers.
Well, they should do a rewrite where he breaks his own legs with his mind.
Nah, maybe.
He's like, I hate going to work. I never want to go to work again. And he just breaks his legs.
So he's like the Billy Childish of the mutants.
Yeah. Now, see, like, why would you want to be anything except him though? Even in a wheelchair, he's like a professor. You know what I mean? Like,
I think people like Wolverine because he can regenerate and he has the claws.
Yo, but if you're Professor X, you can just think you'll kill yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you can beat anybody, man. Like, what's the point? Like,
I think people like the physical activity and the being regarded as a badass.
You know, I don't want to. We are fucking nerding out. I don't want to get too deep into this, but I do wonder, like, you know, if your ability is to control like minds, I imagine you would have a thing where like Professor X controlled his own mind, like to make himself forget like painful memories or something. Like, I'm kind of curious about that. But yo, let's move on to the game.
All right, sounds good. What do you
want me to introduce it?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so sometimes we play the 6 Degrees, but I had an idea for a game tonight, and it's based on the category divination on Wikipedia. And basically, just to boil it down, you got a lot of phrases that have the term mancy, like I found out about this through necromancy because I like shit like Diablo too.
Did you play? Did you play as a necromancer a lot?
Yes, I did. That was my number one.
That's who I started with the necromancer, but I tended to play most as the Amazon.
Yo, let me bring something up. Like I like that character. I mean, I like a good like dark nihilistic style character, but I also quite like ally builds in video games where you're like your character is physically weak but he's charismatic, or has some ability to be a manager of his bodyguards.
How about a medic?
Not quite the same thing. Like, that's too camaraderie. I prefer more like more of like a boss role.
So you don't want to be in the trenches. You want to be in the tent looking over.
That's right. No, well, it's kind of like, you see that you bring up a very good point, because like in a lot of games you got like your healers and your clerics and things like that, and they're an auxiliary role, and a very helpful role, but there's a very distinct different type of play that is like a necromancer or like a boss type, where it's your people are disposable, and that is the kind of evil aspect of that ally build. You know what I mean?
Well, then the necromancer, like everyone else, was fighting against Diablo and eventually Baal. So,
right.
I don't know if in this instance I would classify him as evil, but he did dabble in the
right.
Or maybe he was of the mind of the ends justify the means.
Now, this is an interesting point, because I mean we should get to the game, but I want to talk about this because it's true. Like. You know, you can see that character. He's making them out of dead bones. So you could essentially say almost like he's an inventor. It's almost like, because, you know, they're dead already. Like, they don't feel pain or whatever. You know what I mean? Or like, as far...
Well, that and golems, so...
golems, and like that's made out of it's like intelligence, immaterial matter or non-organic matter. So he's making robots essentially. I mean, you could explain it away almost like that. It would be interesting in Diablo if there was a character who was like like the nobleman or like the merchant, and he like literally just runs through like interns, or something. Like, whoa, fuck, you deal with this.
You're laughing too much for me to be able to understand what you're saying.
No, I'm saying like it'd be funny if there was a character who was like a bad boss that like he constantly just got like real humans into danger and he ran away and let them deal with it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny.
All right, well, let's get to the game.
All right, go for it.
Or do you have any more comments? I'm very interested in that topic, but maybe
should I tell my me being a bad person necromancer story, or save that for another time?
Well, let's hear it. You brought it up. Like, let's don't tease. Just spit it out.
I remember I was playing on closebattle.net Diablo 2. And I always played close. I didn't like the cheating aspect, and this was before the widespread cheating on Battle.net Diablo 2 close.
Right.
So it was when it was more on the level. I was using a necromancer, and this one guy was trying to fight this other guy. They were dueling. And the other guy was, was not that the challenger was not that, good at the game, and so the person who was fighting kept killing him, and he kept trying to get his body back after he died, but he'd get killed instantly. So he started to buy, or I guess get stuff from his chest to help him get back to his body. And he did that.
Give some context here. Like, when you die in Diablo 2, all your shit falls on the ground.
Well, no, when you die in Diablo 2, your body falls on the ground. Your stuff does not. Unless you have stuff equipped and you already have a dead body on the ground. Any of the stuff you're wearing falls on the ground. So that's what he did. He put on some items, clicked on his body. He took back as many of the items as he could, but there was still something that kept that body there, that kept that body from being removed. So the next time he got killed, all the stuff he got back dropped to the ground. And this is stuff that he had, presumably worked up to say, worked to get. So me being a horrible person, I took I was playing as the necromancer, and I switched over to Iron Golem, which Iron Golem summons a golem from equipment, that's laying on the ground, and I turned all of his stuff, all the stuff he tried to get back, I turned all of it into golems, one after the other, and I just destroyed all of it.
So essentially, you were an asshole.
Yeah, it's not a story that portrays me in a positive light, but it was funny, and I was like 14, so I feel like it's
you just had like that rude streak. Then like when you're 14, it's just like fuck the world.
Yeah, well, you're not always the best, but it's probably not good either that I still find it amusing, but.
No, it's like petty as fuck. Like you just fuck up someone.
Well, there's something fun about being petty on the internet, or just not even that, but remembering times in which you were petty. Because I probably wouldn't do that anymore. Like if I was in a game now, I would just just be like, these people are not good. I have,
Well, did this kid even know that you like fucked with him like that? Like, probably not, right? Like,
he saw me doing it to some of them. So, as he would,
he was like, "What are you doing?" Like, stop.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I want to. I don't see. We're so far away from the game, but I did want to bring this up. Earlier this evening, I was playing this game called Barony.
Barony?
It's a 3D Barony. It's a 3D first person roguelike. The goal of the game is to descend to the bottom of a dark dungeon and destroy Baron Hex. But I noticed something in this game that was really I thought was unrealistic. Like I was in a tangle with a skeleton and I was quite weak, and a rat came up behind me and nibbled my foot, and that killed me. Like, I don't feel like that was realistic.
Were you a very low health or something?
Yeah, but like, even like if you went through a boxing match and then a rat nibbled on your foot, that would not kill you. You know,
it might if that was the thing that pushed you over the edge. Like if that was like you lost almost enough blood to die, and then you lost just enough to push you over.
That is just so like corny though. Like,
no, I know. Like, it's kind of like you know, like you played Doom, you know, and you like the extremes of the health are like an odd thing. It's like, like I understand, like you understand what like 100% health is, and you like
right.
You understand like very low health, because that's like
you're
almost dead.
Like a finger could hit you and you
although like 1% health, that would be ridiculous. Like that, like you wouldn't even be able to move at that point. But then
you're
it's
more
like,
dead than alive.
Yeah, but then it's like, what is like 60% health, or what is like 80% health? You know, like
like over 50, you're in the clear. You're like doing good. Like I would
say 80 or above is a fine.
No, well that's you're invincible. That like
I would I'd be worried if I was at 50 health. I'd be looking for med packs.
Well, it's kind of like grades in a way. Like I remember thinking about this. Like 50, you start to sweat, but 60, you're fucking straight. I probably shouldn't apply that to real life. You should be at like 100. Like,
yeah. What if like 70 is just being overweight?
Yeah. I mean, what's the lowest you feel like you've ever been, like physically? Do you think you were ever at 1%?
I've never been at 1%. One time I fainted. I was pretty low then.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I fainted once too. But I mean, I kind of like, you know, I was didn't get enough sleep and. Well,
I had the flu.
Ah, yeah.
I got dehydrated and I collapsed. So that was probably... I had pneumonia once.
Someone help this guy. He's 1%.
Yeah.
All right, let's play this game, man. We going on forever. This is going to be a long one, dude.
Well, who cares? They'll listen to it and they'll like it.
No, yeah. I'm going to delete all that shit about Diablo too, man.
What?
Like, that was fucking stupid. All right, anyway. So the game is... I'm going to say a name of a type of divination. Like, you know, this was a method they used in the past to tell the future. Mm-hmm. And Joe is going to guess what they did based on the name. Okay? So let's start out easy. Like, what's geomancy, Joe?
Geomancy? Is that rocks? Studying rocks?
Yes. Geomancy is Greek earth divination. It's a method of divination that interprets markings on the ground or patterns by tossing handfuls of soil or rocks.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, then this is just a prefix game. It's if you know prefixes.
I'm going to throw you some curveballs.
Okay.
All right. Do you know what... Oh, I'll throw you one right now. Do you know what parrot astrology is?
I couldn't understand. Parrot astrology?
Yeah, what do you think? Or parrot fortune telling?
Parrot like the bird?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with parrots?
Well, yeah, but...
Is it...
What do you think?
Is it asking parrots a question and seeing how they answer?
Parrot astrology is a type of astrology popular among the Tamils of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, India, and Singapore. It involves green parakeets, which are trained to pick up tarot-like fortune cards. The parakeets are trained specifically for this.
Okay.
So close. I mean, duh, it involves a parrot, but it's with cards.
All right. So cards instead of questions, or cards instead of answering, cards instead of verbally responding to questions.
All right. Chronomancy.
What?
Chronomancy.
Chrono? Is that just like time? Is that just like what like a watch says or something, or a clock says?
Yeah, it's the divination of the best time to do something, the determination of lucky and unlucky days.
Okay.
Especially popular in ancient China.
Yeah.
I remember they always have those fucking like good days for you on astrology, but I mean, it's more like astrology or something.
Yeah. I think that's still a popular thing in China.
I think it is. Or it's kind of anyone who's into the kind of... All right, I'm just going to give this one away. It's very much kind of in the same school as arithmomancy. It's like arithmetic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's an augury?
Augury?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
It's a type of mancy. What does that refer to?
I don't know. I feel like I've heard the word before, but I'm not sure.
An augur? An augur is a person who carries it out, or an auspex, and the discipline is augury, and it's a form of divination.
So what is it?
I'm trying to give you hints. An augur or an auspex are ones who practice augury.
I don't know what it is.
It's interpreting omens from observing the flight of birds.
Flighted birds?
Flight of birds.
Flight of birds. All right.
An augur.
I feel like
birds.
I've heard the word before, but I wouldn't have gotten it.
Not in that.
I think
context.
the parrotology is a lot more straightforward.
All right. What about canomancy?
Cano?
Yeah.
Cano. Does that have anything to do with dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bingo. It's prophecy through dogs.
These sound horrible.
Huh?
These sound like horrible ways to try to learn about your fortune.
Amblyomancy.
What? Amnio?
Amblio.
Is that anything about walking?
Yes, the walking prophecy. You walk to get answers.
Okay.
Let's see. Areomancy.
Aereo?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything to do with the sky?
You want to dig a little deeper?
Clouds?
Atmospheric conditions.
Atmosphere?
Air prophecy. Yeah,
All
air
right.
prophecy. Close enough. All right. I should really be keeping score. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does seem, a lot of it just seems like prefixes. Like,
Obvious.
Like
yeah.
Latin prefixes or whatever.
Dendromancy?
Dandro?
Dendro.
Dendro. I'm not too sure what that one is.
Trees.
Dendro. I was not...
Tree prophecy.
Alright, that one sounds alright.
Let's get into some more like modern ones.
Okay.
Dictyomancy.
Do you have computermancy?
Cybermancy.
Cybermancy? That's a thing?
Yep.
That's fun.
And, okay, what's dictomancy?
Dicto?
Yeah.
Is that just like writing?
Or dictio. Yeah. By randomly opening a dictionary.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's like an established thing. That's like cards or palms or tea leaves and stuff.
Mm-hmm. This is a weird one. Gastromancy.
Is that about food? Possibly digested food?
Hold on. It says by guttural sounds.
Huh. So, like, is that like belching or something?
Yeah. Belly prophecy. Yeah, it's gastromantia. In Greek, that's belly. Belly prophecy. So it comes... I wonder if that's feces. Shit.
Yeah, that one's gross.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
What if the fortune is you are feeling uncomfortable?
All right.
And will continue to feel uncomfortable for several more hours.
All right, Euromancy.
Euro?
Yeah.
And does it have anything to do with urine?
Yep. It's early, what is that shit called? Urology.
Uh-huh.
It's just looking at your piss. It's like, looks like there's blood in here, sir. I predict bad things for you. You know,
blood in your urine is not good.
Yeah. It's like
you should go to the doctor if you have that.
I see bright yellow positivity for you.
Yeah.
You've eaten a lot of steak.
Ideally, they say you're supposed to have clear urine.
No, isn't that only if like you're oversaturated?
No, I think you're dehydrated if it's yellow. The yellower it is, unless you're taking a lot of vitamins.
Right.
Ideally, it's supposed to be clear.
All right. So, do you want to do any more, or do you just want to hear some interesting ones? What do you want to do?
I don't know. None of them sound that good.
All right. What's symbiomancy?
Symblio?
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with symbols?
Can you define the method better?
No. No, I don't know.
All right. Give a guess.
I don't know. The order in which symbols come up? Or the order in which you've seen symbols?
That's pretty close. It's by things found on a road.
Okay, like signs then.
Sign prophecy, yes.
Okay.
That's the... All right, here's one you'll never get. Stercomancy. It's by seeds and bird excrement. It's an interesting one.
What?
It's stercomancy is divination by seeds found in bird excrement.
That one's gross.
Yeah, it's Sternicus Mantaria excrement prophecy. That's a gross one.
Yeah, I don't want shit or blood or jizz ones.
There's actually a couple, like Spadelio, that's just general animal excrement. All right, I'll skip over those. Scatomancer. I'm a scatomancer.
That one's pretty good.
Oh, you have some shit? Let me figure out your fortune.
Yeah, it just seems like a guy that really is into that.
Oh, I'm a shitmancer.
Well, I'll read your fortune for free.
Oh, come over right now.
In fact, I'll pay you.
That's good. All right. Well, he did pretty good. Oh, here's a weird one. Retromancy. What do you think that is?
Did you say retro?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know. That could be anything about retro anything.
Oh, okay. It's not a modern one. This is actually an ancient.
Is it just like things that happened in the past?
No, it's the Latin. Retro means behind prophecy by looking over one's shoulder.
Okay.
I think these are very interesting, though, because they're just so stupid. You know, there's all these different ways to be stupid.
Is there one that you think you're going to use?
I mean, the dictionary thing is kind of cute. It's funny. Wikipedia has a random button, so
that's how the Grateful Dead got their name.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. See, that would be a good topic. I remember that because I thought that was a little exaggerated, though. Like they probably went around through the thesaurus for the first part or something. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
I have heard that before, though.
The thesaurus for the oh god damn it the they went for what?
Dictiomancy.
Yeah.
Nah, I think probably they were mostly high. One guy threw it down. He's like, "Oh, Grateful Dead." He had been thinking about it, you know what I mean? Like already.
Well, it's supposed to be Grateful Dead is the spirit that comes to help you after you found them dead on the road and buried their body.
See, like the chances of it coming up with a phrase that has cultural origins, like I call bullshit.
Well, I think I mean there are things that specifically reference it, that they were reading a book of like folklore or something. I know most of them did not like the name. That's like an established thing that they did not like the, you know, they did not like the name.
I mean, I don't like it, man. Well, I don't like it either.
What?
I don't like it either.
Well, you don't have to like it.
I agree.
You can choke on it.
Oh, this is a good one. Hyomancy by Wild Hogs, Swine Prophecy.
That one's fun.
That's fucking sweet. All right, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, you've been listening to Wikifiends. I'm David.
I'm Joe.
See you next time.
See ya.